Hello, guys. I wanted to make a video specifically for the seniors, but I hope everyone gets something out of this. I usually, at the end of every school year, when the AP test is done and the seniors are about to leave, I like to sit in front of the classroom and just kind of give my advice and words to live by, and maybe pieces of advice that people have given me along the way, and kind of share that with you as our last day. So it's a little different here. I have to talk to a screen and rely on YouTube, but I don't want this to take that away from me. I don't want to lose that opportunity. So we're going to do it this way instead. So hopefully I get through this without crying. Hopefully I get through it without YouTube telling me that I've reached my time limit. And I hope this means something to you. So, my first piece of advice is to unplug, which the irony of that statement now, when we are so reliant on technology to connect, is not lost on me. I realize that it's through things like FaceTime and Meets and Zoom that we can actually connect safely. But when this is over, and it will be over, get back to face to face. There is something to be said for looking someone in the eye, for being able to see exactly the emotion that's on their face that you can't get through a text message, can't get through a tweet or a snap. And we have to make sure you get back to that. And whether it's taking just a few days of just kind of a detox from technology, do it. Make those new friendships, make those new relationships away from technology, because you don't get the same thing from a screen as you do as looking someone in the eye. So take that time. I know you've really not known life without it, but have a few days where you can be without it. The second is mainly for the guys, although it's for the girls too. Call your mom or your grandmother or whoever that important woman is in your life. I always worried when I had a son that I would not get phone calls someday. And so then I had a daughter and knew I had a chance. We need to hear your voice. And sometimes texts don't cut it. Sometimes we just need to hear your voice and know that you're okay. And there will come a day when you can't make that phone call. So make it, because they need it. Always follow your dreams and your goals, not the ones that someone else puts on you. And I say this knowing that your loved ones mean so well. And when they tell you things they hope you do or they want you to do, it's out of love. However, it does have to be yours. If I followed the dreams of others or the beliefs of others of what I should have done, I would not be sitting here. I would have been a doctor or an engineer, because that's what people expected of someone that was good at math and science. Teaching wasn't something that people thought that was the direction I should go. But in the end of the day, I would have been a horrible doctor, because blood makes me queasy. And if you saw my physics projects in high school, I was not future engineer material. I became what I should have. I followed my idea of what I wanted my future to look like. And I think when all those people around you are telling you things and doing this because they care, it's important to hear them out and then say, I'm working on it. I think a lot of questions are going to be thrown at you over the next probably 10 years, as far as where you're going to school, what you're studying, where you want to live, who you want to live with, what you want to do beyond college. And they're all going to have suggestions, and you need to listen, but also realize that you have to live your reality. You have to be the one that every day gets up and does whatever you choose to do. For me, I needed to do something that I knew that the world was better at the end of each day than it was at the start, because of what I did. And obviously so many professions have that impact, and you just have to find out which one is best for you. When you get to college, try something new. Try something that you hadn't thought about when you were in high school. Maybe it's a new club. Maybe it's just a class that you never took anything similar to it. Maybe it's trying an intramural sport. Just something that you get to see what's out there. College is definitely a chance to kind of reinvent yourself. You guys are amazing, so don't change much. But it is a chance to kind of feel things out and see what's out there and explore, because you don't know. And it's such a good exploration time to see what kind of sparks inside of you. When you're scheduling classes, schedule classes by the professor, not the title of the course. And I say this specifically with electives, because some of you guys won't have obviously choices when it comes to your core courses. But I think we've all learned that it's a lot of times the person delivering the material more than the material itself whether or not you like a class, whether something just hits inside of you. So when I was in school, I always listened to what the upperclassmen had to say as far as what courses were taught by certain professors who you just knew when you walked in the room, you were happy to be there and you were going to get something out of it. So don't always count on the name. One of my favorite courses in college was called Death and Dying, which sounds awful. I loved it. It was fascinating, and the professor was fascinating, and it made me want to get up and go to that class. So look to those things. Don't think that sometimes the best sounding classes are the worst. I would hope that when you hear AP Calculus from now on, it doesn't sound scary, and it just is impacted by the person standing in front of you. Find a balance. When you're in school, when you're in college, there has to be a balance. It can't be all studying. It can't all be going out. There has to be something in between. You guys are incredible students, and I know you take your grades very seriously, which is awesome and why you've gotten to this point. But there's obviously a lot more to learn in college than what you're going to learn inside the classroom. Set some boundaries for yourself. My college roommate and I would say that on Fridays and Saturdays, we had a set time where that was the end of our studying for the day. And whether it was just getting together with a couple friends or getting together with a bunch of friends, we were going to shift gears and do that. If you don't have a balance, either way, it's bad. I also found that when I was busy, that balance was easier to accomplish. I was more disciplined in season because I knew that I had to get to practice or I had this game, and then I also had class, and I also wanted to take some time for myself. So setting that schedule to create balance was easier. So don't think that you are afraid to over-involve yourself because you're going to lose it. A lot of times that's what helps you find that balance and do a little bit of everything. So much of what you learn will happen outside of the classroom, and you never know where and when. So kind of be open to that. When you are forming these new relationships, when you are forming new friendships, when you are looking for that person, that significant other, or whoever it may be, look for people that build you up. Look for people that when you're around them, they don't exhaust you. We all been around, especially surviving high school, people that kind of bring drama upon it. When you're looking for that group, when you're looking for your people, find those people that when you're with them, you're better because you're with them, that they make you feel supported and lifted. I have said for years that I am so incredibly lucky because I found a person that makes the most mundane, boring things interesting. It's easy to enjoy the company of someone else when you're doing something big, when it's a big event, when it's something exciting, when life is going well. The person that you want to be with, the people that you want to surround yourself are the people that when life isn't going well or when life isn't that exciting, it's just better that you're with them. And right now, that theory has been tested more than ever. And I can say that after being married for almost 16 years, I found that person that I would quarantine with because even though life's not that exciting, it's better because I have that person in my corner. It's also good to be with someone who puts your interests in their list of interests. It's not just important to you, but it's important to them because it's important to you. And you get to choose. You get to decide who you're around, and you don't want to be around people that wear you down, that are exhausting. Wear shoes in the shower in college. Dorms, I'm sure this coming year and a couple years will be cleaner than they've ever been before. Just wear shoes, especially if you're sharing that bathroom with more than 2 or 3 people, especially guys. It's gross. Here's a big one for me. Practice gratitude. And I think that is something that the sooner that you do that, the happier you'll be. I feel like telling someone that you appreciate them, telling someone thank you is the greatest gift you can give them. And you feel it too. And whether it's a note or a card, or just when you're with that person saying, hey, you know what, this made my day better, or this helped, or I appreciate what you did to help me. It's huge. And I wish I would have started it sooner. I took until I found out my calculus teacher in high school was retiring to send him a letter to let him know the impact he had on the path of my life. And I wish I would have done it sooner. I think now's a great time to practice this as you're getting gifts and as you're ending this high school career. Say thank you. A lot of times we assume that people know that we appreciate them. We assume that they know the difference they make, but often they don't. And you will read an email or you'll read a note and think, wow, I didn't know I had that impact on someone. So do that. And it's everybody. It's your mom, it's your dad, it's your siblings, it's your coaches, your teachers, your neighbor, someone who just brightened your day. I think that is so important. And when you go through life with gratitude, it just makes everybody better. It's okay to change your mind. And when I say that, I mean it's okay if you right now say, I am going into electrical engineering or I am going into business, and you get on that college campus and partway through, you're like, this isn't it. You're not a failure if you change your mind. You should change your mind, and you should change your mind as many times as it takes to get it right. Some of you are going into school completely undecided. No problem. That's great. Explore, find it out. Some of you are 100% confident that you know what you're going to do, and you may, and it may change. And I was a situation where I thought for sure my junior year that I was going to be an engineer because people told me to. And then when I got to my senior year, everything kind of shifted. And I didn't change after that. But I had many friends that did. And even after their first 4 years of undergraduate, they changed their mind again. It's okay not to know. And as I said before, people are going to ask you questions and they mean well. And it's okay to not have the answer. It's okay to not know where you want to live someday or who you want to live with or exactly what you want to do or how many kids you want to have, or even if you want to have kids or if you want to have a dog. It's okay. And just that answer of, I'm working on it, I'll let you know when I've decided, is a perfectly good answer. Finally, be resilient. Be strong. If anything that this past couple months has taught you is we can get through anything. It's not always easy. There is a light at the other side that we are trying to get to. Know that you're strong, you're kind, and you're enough. And I think that's the most important thing. So often teenagers are told they're too young, or you're too this, or you're too that. And my biggest message to you is you're enough. You're enough for what you're going to accomplish, whatever that may be. You're loved, you're cared for, you're supported by those around you, even some that you don't even know. And you are destined for great things. I missed you guys. Here, I did so well. I hate that I can't say goodbye in person. I hate that I can't hug you and tell you that I'm proud of the person you've become and what you did inside my classroom and outside of my classroom. But I know that time will come. I don't know when, but I know we will cross paths and we will have that hug and we will share our stories. For now, I'm here. If you need me, I'm not going anywhere. I've never left A115 except for when I had to take over my basement. And I'm still in Twinsburg, here for you for the long haul. So stay in touch, stay well, stay healthy, and I miss you so much.